Yo, what's up, y'all? This is KJ Live. I'm Chris Johnson. Today's guest is none other than Los Angeles basketball legend Tyus Edney. You know, I say LA because he put it down out here, but he's actually a global basketball icon. Do not get it twisted. We're going to bring Tyus in really quick, but first we have to shout out our sponsors. Thank you to Slick Sports, Baron Davis's culture and lifestyle company, for allowing me to use the studio for today's show with Tyus. Also, shout out to Venice Beach Beverage. What we have here is the ginger tea, VeniceBeachBeverage.com, organic cold pressed ginger juice with 100% daily vitamins and only 35 calories. Trust me, I'm going to be on this right away. Vegan, without preservatives. It's also fat-free, gluten-free, no GMOs, and it's all natural. Let me get a sip for this show start. Hold on, Russ. Tyus, hold on, man. I know I got you waiting, bro, but let me just... Woo! That's good. Let me put in Tyus real quick. Hold on, man. I'm bringing in the legend. I know I got... Let's see if we can get Tyus Edney in there. This is KJ Live. I'm Chris Johnson. Today's guest on the show is none other than global basketball icon Tyus Edney. Tyus, welcome to the show. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me well?
Yes, sir.
All right. What's going on, man? Thank you for joining.
Oh, no problem. Glad you having me on.
So
All-star lineup, man.
No, well, you know, you're the biggest star of all the stars. So let's not get this twisted. People don't even try to shake your head like that, bro. First of all, let's get it straight. We don't have a life. There's no UCLA championship, okay? If you're not hitting that shot, you're not running up that court and knocking that shot down. Hey, I was thinking about that yesterday. I was posting your pics, man. I just started losing it, bro. I was tears, bro.
Man.
That picture where we're holding you up. You see JR's face?
Yeah.
Do you see JR's face, dog? Hey, did you see JR's face, dog?
JR.
So I'm like, JR. But to me, it really like captured the whole emotions from the situation, my man. And we've obviously talked over the years a lot, but I wanted to give you just so much love for that shot, bro, because trust me, we was feeling like that was it, man. And people don't understand when you're down that much, you got that far to go for the shot, you're just feeling like it's over. Talk to me about what you were thinking. Describe that moment, Tyus, when you went and ran it up the court and knocked down that big shot, bro.
Oh, you know, we were all thinking the same thing. We were like, oh, man, we're in trouble. That was a long walk. You remember the timeout?
Yes, dog.
Man, we was walking back to the huddle like, my goodness. This can't happen. This can't be happening again. But, yeah, it was – we were on the ropes. Yeah. And Coach, you know, I don't know if you remember, Coach he pulled me in the side, was like, Ty, you got to shoot it.
Yeah.
And you remember Ed, you know E was out there. It was like, man, you know what he gets to doing like this?
Oh, yeah, all day. You know, we turned up. That was the sign.
Oh,
when he started.
He started seeing this.
Oh, please.
Like, hey. Man.
Oh, that's so funny, man. But you know, that was a huge shot, man. And obviously we went on and we won the championship that year. Just talk about some of the after effects of the championship, you know, sort of the celebration tour we went on. What do you remember most about that tour?
Yeah, you, Toby, and Doug are like the encyclopedias. I feel like before social media and all that, you guys have it documented to the T. I know you can't tell all the stories on live like this, but I mean, the world tour was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
How did anyone ever go back to class after that? I mean,
I
don't even remember going back to class.
So if you remember, Tyus, the next year we lost to Princeton in the first round. So I hope that helped explain what time it was with us, because we were not really locked in that much anymore. I remember going to the premiere of Bad Boys the movie, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, the whole nine. I also remember, Tyus, the Disneyland parade, chilling on the float.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know it's 20-something years ago, but man, we was at Disneyland. But then the thing I remember the most, though, that we really just turned it up was at the The Tonight Show, and Jay Little. You remember we went on Tonight Show, dog?
That's what we took. Yeah.
We always wearing Timberlands. We were always wearing Timberlands and plaid shirts and shit.
Yeah, we all. Yeah.
Oh man, no, those were the times. Those were the times.
House, I mean, everything.
Oh, Bill Clinton. Oh yeah, Bill Clinton in the White House. That's right.
Clinton.
That's right.
And we beat his crew. Remember, we beat.
Sorry, remember Coach Eric? Sorry, we had to do that to your Hogs. Sorry, we did it to your Hogs. But man, Ty, so you moved on. So you graduated from UCLA. You know, you ended your career. For those that don't know, I was a freshman on that team. So Tyus ends his career, you know, in an excellent fashion. Gets drafted in the second round the next season by the Sacramento Kings. Tyus, a lot of people don't realize you were a second team All Rookie your '96 season. Like averaged what, 11 a game?
Close to that. Yeah.
Yeah, 10.8. Talk about that season. Talk about, you know, your first impression of the NBA, kind of the transition from college, because everybody said you wasn't going to be able to do nothing in the league because of your size. I'm going to keep it trill. You know that. It was always, oh, he's too small, blah, blah, blah. You came out 11 and what, 6 or 7, second team All Rookie. Talk about that, man.
Yeah. You know that's been my narrative. So we had many practices together. So you remember every time it would be like a little challenger star, you know, it was like, okay.
Yeah.
I know I'm small. You guys all had the small jokes like year round. But that I needed that, you know, like it's almost like, you know, Jordan needs somebody to just kind of dig into him a little bit. And
sure,
like when I get the small stuff, then it just kind of fueled me a little bit. And obviously that's was the narrative coming out in the NBA my first year with the Kings and Mitch Richmond. I remember playing with Mitch Richmond, and I was just, you know, you play with somebody and you're in awe at the same time. I was like, man, this guy can just go get a bucket whenever he wants to. It was crazy.
Rock could score.
Oh my God, he was a guy that Jordan didn't really want. You know, Jordan was like, yeah, when I play Rock, man, it's like it's work. You know, so it was fun. That team they played. What was fun is that they didn't play unlike our team in '95. Like we really pushed it up and down, and it was exciting and fun, and we played fast. So that was a good team and a good transition year for him. But it's different. It's different. The league, when you know, college, you may have, well, at least the Pac-10 at the time, you have at least maybe 2 pros on each team, or maybe 3. But the league, shoot, that's that dude every night.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
On every team. You know what I mean? So
it's a totally different situation in the league, bro.
Oh man. And so everyone, you don't think everyone's moving fast, but when you're out there and you're up and down, and you know, I thought I was fast, but it's like, man, like everybody's that fast. So you go like, you know, 4.8, I was running fast, but I felt like I was always at that pace in the league. Like if I'm not at that pace, and I'm not moving fast enough.
So you guys played the Bulls twice that season? How was it playing against Mike?
Oh man, the Bulls, jeez. They I was telling somebody the other day, like we had them at home. We were good at home, like Zachary. They're great fans up there. Like they pack it out. You know, they loud, and teams come in and be like, man, what is this? It's like almost like college, you know. And we had the Bulls. We were right there with them the whole game. We were up, and then they called timeout. Like I was probably like under 2 minutes, minute 40. And so we come out of the huddle, and they're taking long to get back out on the court.
Oh, the Bulls are?
Yeah. Okay. And we're like, what? You know, like, because we like, come on, man. We about to beat the Bulls and mess up their streak. And like, come on, bro.
Because that's the year they went 72-10. That was when they were 72-10, right? Okay.
They never lost. They were like, it was like, you know, rock stars when they went. So we saw Jordan. Jordan was in the huddle just going off. Just saw him going off on all. Just over there, and we were like, "Dang, like man, he's laying into them." You know? Man, we might have scored 2 more points the rest of the game.
Really?
Oh man, they put the clamps. I was like, "This is crazy."
Well, I was looking on the internet, Tyus. I didn't want to have to do this, but I was looking on the internet, and I found a pic of Mike absolutely just D'ing you up. It was in Chicago. You got on the black and purple. I was going to post it, but I was like, "Nah, let me just show Tyus the ball," because Mike was really locking you up. I didn't want to believe it. But he was kind of like, I don't know if he was fouling with the arm bar, bro. I don't know what was going on, but you were kind of, I never seen you like in an image going backwards. You know, I was like, what's Tyus going backwards? What's going on? Explain that, Tyus Edney.
It was the wood that Mike put on you.
Yeah, I know that. See, that's when you can.
Yeah, you could actually hit somebody. And, but yeah, he did used to guard me when we played them. I was able usually to kind of get by him just because, I mean, he's a wing and he's got to sit down and try to stay in front of my little self. And, but I wasn't guarding him on the other end. I didn't want no parts of that.
Well, the turnaround jumper,
I didn't want it to be a 83-point night, you know.
Well,
turnaround, mid-range clinic.
And he was really posty. He was posty Mike back then too. So that was the whole. Yeah,
that whole Kobe package, that same package.
man, unbelievable. And so, Tyus, after the NBA, well, you took a little hiatus, but I want to talk about your experience with Žalgiris in Lithuania. That was a very special year. Some people, you had George Zidek on the team. Žalgiris had never won a European championship. I know you guys were going into that EuroLeague round, that championship round, as the underdog. The head coach from Olympiacos, Dusan Ivkovic, was like, he called you guys underdogs.
Yeah.
Did you guys feed off of that? And how much different was that European championship level experience than the NBA?
So yeah, like you remember even back to college, like we were ranked 1, but we were still felt like we were underdogs because we were always about to get upset. You remember every game, I don't know, they might get upset this game. And you know what that did with us. So it was a little bit similar to that. I went to Lithuania. That was the lockout year, the first lockout.
Yeah.
And I decided to go. And George is the one that called me. George was like, man, come on, Tyus, come over here. And I'm like, where am I going? Where are you trying to bring me, George? Like, come on, man. You better take care of me. So, but we got over there, and Anthony Bowie was the other American. So it was Anthony and then George and me. And I just remember one of our earlier practices after like a couple of weeks, we were like, man, these dudes are real. Like, they can play. And so we realized that we were probably going to be all right, and then we started playing that season. We were beating everybody. Sabonis was about to come play with us because the lockout ended that year. Mm-hmm. And so, like, Vlade Divac was playing for his team.
Partisan?
Yeah, I think it was Partisan. And so we had a game against them coming up, and Sabonis was practicing with us.
Wow.
And, oh, man, that's a whole...
Yo, talk about Arvydas Sabonis, man.
Man, that guy... First, he's one of the biggest humans, between him and Shaq. I mean, those guys are like... They're not big and skinny. They're just large humans. You know what I'm saying? They are. And so it's funny because I wish I could like show you what he used to do, because all the Lithuanian dudes knew. Mm-hmm. He would get the ball on the post, and he'd just start going like this. And then we didn't know. All of a sudden, all our
cutters.
Oh man, he just go like this, and all he was like, we were like, man, he was running all over. He was like, boop, boop, dime. And I was like, man, this is about to be. We might win, but he ended up not playing. But just that being able to practice with him, and the dude would get rebounds with one hand and just throw the outlet.
Was his son coming to practice? Demontis from Indiana. Did you see him?
Not yet,
okay.
Not
Okay.
Yet.
Was he around? I don't know the age. He probably was
I think
too
he's
young.
A little younger.
Yeah, he's probably okay. I was just curious about that part. Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
But Sabas, man, he would go hard though. He was unbelievable. But anyway, that season we ended up, being, no one ever thought we'd win, even the country. I mean, the whole country didn't know. So,
but take us back to that date, April 22nd, 1999, Munich, Germany. I think it was Kinder. You guys played Kinder, right? Kinder Bologna. Kinder Bologna, one of the most celebrated franchises in the history of Italian basketball. They had Sasha Delilovic, Antoine Rigaudot, Rasha Nesterovic. They had them dudes. Talk about your mindset going into that final, man.
It was, I think at that point, we felt like we could beat anybody if we played our game. And so they say, after that time, they say like our team kind of changed European basketball because how fast we played. Mm-hmm. Like we ran, like that's what we did. Yeah. And then all them dudes could shoot. So we ran and shot threes and just, then we had Big George with the hooks, and then George was shooting threes in.
The sweeper? George broke out the sweeper?
Yeah, the sweeper going over there, everything. George with the sweeper. So, it was fun. And no one had us. No one had us in the Final Four. They had us losing by a lot to Olympiacos first. Yep. And we ended up beating them by like 15. I think we were up at one point. Like 16 or 15, and they came back.
No, it was, dude, when I'm looking at, I was overseas, and then so I saw it overseas, but when I had to remind myself of what time it was when you were running through European basketball, that's why I'm talking this stuff. I'm like, yo, it was a dominant run. Dude, y'all smacked Ephes, y'all smacked the two Fenerbahce, y'all smacked Olympiacos, and y'all smacked Kinder Bologna. Like, yo, For those that don't understand what that means, that's like beating, the Warriors in their heyday, the Bulls in their heyday, the Lakers, the Showtime Lakers, and dang on the Spurs. And no, seriously, that's your road. And Tyus Edney, the magician, is out there getting the MVP. He's the most dominant player in Europe, hands down. Tyus, let me fast forward to your experience though in Benetton, man, because I had to look it up, dog, because you was out here doing big things, man. You played with Andrea Bargnani?
Oh yeah, he was our young fella.
Talk about that for a second, man.
He was our little fella.
Talk about that, dog.
Skinny, man. He was young and skinny, and just you could see he was gonna be good, man. He had to get stronger, but I mean, he was, he liked shooting. He had that wetter.
He had that wetter.
Yeah, he was never shy. So it was like you knew if he got it, he knew I got one dribble pull up or I'm gonna shoot it. You know what I mean? But what they do well over there is they throw the young guys in. We had another younger guy named Nicolas Skichisvili. He ended up being like a top.
The 3 pick from Denver. The 3 pick from number 3 pick. His name is on my list, bro. I was going to ask you about him too. I didn't know how to pronounce his name, so good you did.
Oh yeah, and Bastian Nakbar, he was a young fella too, and he played in the league.
Can I tell you a little story? Can I tell you a little story about Nakbar?
Yeah.
So I interviewed my teammate Yassine, who is like the best player in the history of Qatar. Mm-hmm. He's in his house. He's walking around his house. He shows this picture from the Hoop Summit. And so so he played with Boschan in the Hoop Summit somewhere. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of when Boschan was younger, but coming on the scene. Yeah. Boschan was a top 15 pick for Houston. He was the number 15 pick out of Houston. So talk about the differences in like high level European basketball and the NBA.
I think the NBA, like I said, every athlete on the NBA floor is just ridiculous. Their athleticism, just ability, high skill level. Europe, you have a little bit wider range, but every team has those dudes that could have easily come and played in the NBA. At least when I was over there, and a lot of those dudes did come over. I mean, if I actually went and ran the list, it's probably at least 30 that I played against, 40 maybe that it came and ended up playing in the NBA. So, it was real. That's the Ginobili's and all them dudes, man. The Scolas, the Nociones and the killers. It was like dudes like Gallinari. Gallo's still playing now.
Wow.
And he was a young fellow over there, like Banya.
Yeah.
He was young, in Milan getting buckets. So
man,
over there, and it's like a little bit more like college in terms of more people zone before the NBA was zoning. More people could zone more, but then they beat you up. It's physical. You go through the lane and you can chuck. They can hit you. You can get elbowed. I'm sorry, Tyus.
Oh, this a lot, Chris. But Tyus, they think it's soft. They think it's soft in Europe. They think, Europe is soft. It's the most hackingest basketball there is. The most hackingest basketball with no call. Please, you know what time it is, dog. They be hacking Americans over there, man. They some hacks, bro.
I got thrown out of a game over there because I got
thrown out of a game.
Thrown out of a game going.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Hey man, I want to talk in particular about the year you and Trajan ran through the EuroLeague. You guys both shot 53% from the 3. What the heck was going on? You guys were just wet, or you guys got hot? You remember that? You and Trajan? You guys couldn't miss. What happened? What's up with that?
Trajan, man, that dude. Those guys. If you penetrate or whatever, you kick it, the end result. You could already start backing up. That's how Trajan. That's the type of shooter he was. He was so fundamental. And I never realized how good of a defender he was. I've never seen anybody get through in terms of off-ball stuff. His ability to get through screens, because in Europe they run all kind of doubles and triples.
Oh my God!
Whatever. And I remember watching him. We had film one day, and we were watching Trajan just navigate these screens. And every time the dude would catch the ball, he'd be right there. And it's man, that dude just went through 2 double screens and then a back screen that came, ran him back off on the other side, and then catch the ball, he's right there. He'd be man, I don't know what this dude. Well, I was I don't know what Krzyzewski was teaching this dude defensively, but yeah, we were very efficient. I was Ettore Messina coaching that year. He's now back in Milan coaching. He was with us for a long time.
Oh yeah, legendary coach.
Unbelievable coach. Really, just one of the smartest coaches I've ever played for, and Yeah, we just took good shots, and we still ran. We played up tempo. We still ran, but we took good shots because our ball moved so well that we always got good looks.
And when you finally shut it down, just as far as basketball, and segued into the life of coaching and your other interests, what made you decide to make that transition?
So I stopped playing. It wasn't really a physical thing. It just kind of was. It was a year when the economy was jacked up and everything was. All the teams were kind of either stopping, shut, or we just there was no more teams. It was like I'm not gonna go play anywhere crazy. So I decided to stop, and then the opportunity came at UCLA to get in the ops position under Coach Howland.
Yeah.
And he brought me on, and I've honestly been back at UCLA ever since then. So
yeah. How did you enjoy being on the bench, coaching at your alma mater after bringing the school the 11th national championship in school's history?
Oh, that was an honor. Just being back in Pauley, and you come to the games, and the field. But that was before we renovated too, so it was nostalgic. Like you're like, oh man, this is before they did the renovation. Like the locker rooms are still there. It still needs to be upgraded. You know what I mean? It's still the same.
Still janky.
Still janky. Upgraded, but we're gonna get it done.
Yeah, we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done,
we're gonna
man.
figure it out.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I mean, and then you see the good thing is you start to see all you guys come around, all our alum come around, and just you don't see them in your everyday, but then it's kind of like that's the meeting place back in Pauley, and you get to see your teammates and your friends and the players that you looked up to, and the reason why you go to UCLA is because of all the greats that went there. So it was an honor. It was an honor to be there and try to help us, win another championship. It's hard, man. It's hard.
Tell who you telling. I was talking to Otto Bolden the other day. Yeah, you remember Otto?
Yeah.
Olympics. He was telling me that when they sent him the media guide, I guess the SID sent him the media guide. That's when he knew, because he was seeing Mike Powell, Gail Devers, all these legends, Flo Jo, Jackie Joyner Kersey, and he was like, that's just scratching the surface. I guess my question is, being from Long Beach, when did you know that you wanted to be a Bruin?
I feel like maybe it started with me when a friend of mine, like one of my neighbors, Mike Sanders was his cousin. So
Mike Sanders played at UCLA. He was a 6'6" center, drafted by the Cavs, played in the league for a number of years. Just to give him a little context.
There you go. Okay, run it down. There you go. So Mike gave him some tickets, and we all went to a UCLA game, and I think I was all in right after that. I was like, oh, this is it right here. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And so over the years, I followed and just always loved UCLA, and then when they recruited me, it wasn't hard for Coach Herrick to get me to come once they offered, So.
Well, yeah. The funny thing was, so that summer I saw you before you went to UCLA. I saw you at a family reunion, and I found out that we were cousins. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyus Edney and I are cousins. And I found this out, and you were playing volleyball. So you were like, I didn't know how tall you were. I kind of was looking, and I was like, you know how the thing is. You meet somebody first time. They're like, yeah, the volleyball game. But you were boosting, and you were your size, but you had like these hops, and I was just like, what's gonna happen? Who is this dude? And then watching your UCLA, man, and this is before I got there, because I was coming to all the games too. So I'm watching you the year before, the one year when you took over for Derek Martin, and then that whole situation was beat. I think you guys lost to Indiana, then smashed them, and then lost. I forgot how it went.
Yeah. Earlier.
But all I know is Tyus Edney was balling. And then so I'm going to go on a Tyus Edney tangent real quick. And then your senior year, when you got the dunk against Washington State. You remember that dunk? So I set all that up to ask you, Tyus, the championship notwithstanding, I mean, exclude the championship, what is your favorite memory about being a UCLA Bruin?
Oh, wow.
And you can't say the championship.
Excluding the championship.
Excluding the championship.
Oh man, it's kind of random, but we were playing, and you remember this. One of my favorite memories. We were playing at Stanford, and Brevin and all. You remember that team.
Mm-hmm.
You had to deal with them more than I did. I only got 1 year.
Yeah, I remember they beat us by 55. In Maples, bro.
Oh, see, so you know how hard it is to play there.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
And it was game-winning free throws, and the students start jumping, and so some people don't know, but the floor was like on these unbelievable springs, these real springy springs. So everyone used to always try to dunk on somebody there. I'm not gonna bring up Spicy. What happened with Spicy? But
we'll save that next time on KJ Live. Next time on KJ Live.
Spicy gonna still be mad about that.
Yeah, I know he is.
And I didn't even say his real name. I said Spicy.
So no one knows except us. So we'll leave it at
that. But anyway, the floor, they can jump, and the floor would move, and you would feel like you were like in the ocean or something, like rocking back and forth.
Yeah.
And so it was like game-winning free throws, and I remember missing the first one, and I had to make one. And I remember going to the ref like, "Yo, this is crazy," because I'm at the free throw line and I'm moving around like, it's like, hey, you're saying, man, this is not something. This ain't right, man.
So Tyus, they were jumping. You had the ball, and you were like,
yes, I was moving like back and forth, like like it was an earthquake. That's a good analogy. Like an earthquake was going on, and so the students knew it, and the refs, they do their I don't know. And so they blow the whistle and they make an announcement. And as soon as they give me the ball back, they just go right back at it and start jumping. So I'm like, so now I got pissed. And I'm like, man.
Yeah.
So I go and I make the free throw. We end up beating them and then getting out of there. And I just remember being happy because, it was like to the student section, like trying to cheat and make us lose, So that was one of my favorite wins, I think.
Well, that's a heck of a memory, man. But because by the time my senior year happened, we weren't able to dunk as easy at Maples as we used to could. Because remember shoot-arounds and stuff when the floor was springy. My freshman year, I was doing reverses at 280 pounds.
Yeah,
I was reversing. And Tyus, I couldn't reverse. But hey, anywhere else, Tyus, I wasn't reversing, dog. I wasn't reversing. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Tyus. So listen, I really wanted to just let the people understand this. How impactful was the city of Long Beach in your development, not only as a basketball player, but as the man that you turned out to be?
Long Beach is a town. It's very, very diverse. It's like a big, small town. Everyone kind of knows each other, but there's a lot of athletes that come out of Long Beach. And Poly, for example, with football and just like it's like Crenshaw, but how many athletes came out of Crenshaw? You start going down the list, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
So Poly is kind of the same way, and then you got other schools that always have certain athletes that come out, but it's always been a competitive environment, league. It was great for youth sports, but growing up, I grew up playing with the O'Bannons actually in Carson at Victoria Park, which that was like
shout out
Jam started and all
legendary.
So that was like all of like what impacted me in terms of basketball is playing with guys like that, and then Slam and Jam started, and then Slam and Jam started pulling from LA, from Long, it pulled everybody. And so you remember those games are real, man. They look like college games.
Come on, man. Come on, bro. It was must-see TV. I'm in the building watching y'all. I'm watching y'all just like trying to get a nice seat on the floor, front row. No, it was so legendary, man. Tracy Murray came in the building. He shouted us out. There's a bunch of cats. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. I saw a bunch of cats that I should be shouting out right now, but I'm engaged in this conversation. Let me reset it. This is KJ Live. I'm live from Slick Studios in Culver City, California. I'm here for the Raymond Lewis private screening. Sorry for the noise. So if you hear some noise in the background, they're trying to set up Tyus. I apologize for this. I'm trying to tell people to be quiet, but they're playing it loud. So we got to wing this thing right now, Tyus. That's real about Long Beach, bro. Because when I was coming up, man, I spent a lot of different. Wow, this is killer.
Let's go ahead.
I spent a lot of
It's like we
time.
in the club. Don't worry about it. We just
Yeah,
went
I
out.
spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time like going to different places, traveling around. So I didn't really have a lot of stability
Mm.
as far as just like a rec league, somewhere that I can grow up and have the same guys like your O'Bannons or somebody like that. So I was kind of a mutt, man. So I really respect and appreciate that you guys were able to do that. Let me ask you this: are you surprised at how you turned out?
Um, a little bit in terms of you never know how good you're gonna be or how if with my size and just you just don't. I was never one that I'm gonna go to UCLA so I can go to the NBA. You know what I
Yeah,
mean, or so I can
yeah,
play. It was like I'm going to UCLA because I want to go to UCLA and play. I just want to be able to play. You know what I mean? And then I don't think I started really thinking about pros or anything like that until my senior year, till right when
yeah,
it came up.
yeah,
And you remember how you're so focusing on the grind and thinking of trying to win and win championships. And it was like at the end of it, it was like, oh well, I better figure out the NBA thing if I may have a shot.
yeah.
So it was always a dream, of course, but it wasn't like it was something that I knew that I was already. I'm going to the NBA and that's it. It kind
Yeah.
of just came up like, okay, this is can be a reality.
Did you ever have doubt? Did you ever doubt yourself, Tyus? Doubt your game? Doubt your, after college, in between you and getting drafted? Were there ever like a doubt that you weren't going to make the league, or were you pretty confident throughout the whole process?
I was pretty confident, but draft night was probably one of the most stressful. It's crazy because it's like it can be the best memory of your life, or it could be the most stressful. It was one of the most stressful for me because um, I after the injury in the championship game, and then had I injured myself in the Chicago camp. The Chicago
Oh,
pre-draft camp.
okay.
I
What
hurt
you hurt?
myself.
What did you hurt?
My
What?
thumb. I fractured my
Oh,
thumb. The
oh
very
wow.
in the first hour of the camp, I fractured my thumb, so I had to finish. So then I got the injury prone label. So I was a little like, man, I don't know how this is gonna work out. Draft happens, and you're not, you don't go in spots that you think you are, and then you start panicking and sweating. Like that was like that was not a happy fun day. And then the Kings drafted me, and I was happy, but it was also like, whew, I mean, my goodness. So now it's like, well, now they ain't really thinking that I was good enough. I got to go prove myself. So
And who was the
that was
coach with the
probably
Kings? Who was the coach with the Kings?
it was Gary St. Jean at the
And
time.
Did Saint believe in you from jump, or how was that relationship when you came into camp?
I think he did. I mean, I think it was he was hard on. He's kind of a little old school, so he was hard on
Yeah,
me.
yeah. No,
He dig into me, and it was me and Corliss Williamson came in together. So
wow,
um,
how ironic! How ironic was
I
that?
know, I know, it was fun. It was like, oh man, But Corliss is awesome. He's a great dude. But
Absolutely.
it was fun to play together. We enjoyed that. And Clint McDaniel was there too, who was also on the team. So it was a couple Arkansas guys.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, it was. He gave me an opportunity.
Yeah.
Bobby Hurley was post injury, so he was still good and could play, but he was still kind of finding his way too after his injuries and things like that. So I got a little bit more of an opportunity, and we start rolling and kind of clicking, and then it was so I can't be mad at Saint. Saint gave me an opportunity, and it was fun.
You were on staff during the Lonzo Ball era at UCLA. Lonzo has a brother, Lamelo, that is turning the league out. Have you had a chance to see him play? And if you have, what are your thoughts on Lamelo Ball?
I honestly haven't seen one full game with Melo.
Okay.
And it's funny because we all know the family and the brothers in each one of them, and Lonzo was special because he's a guy you some guys are for like these point guards. You have to like really coach them. Like, all right, man, look, this is what you're looking for. This is what you're trying to see. This is you got to understand the rhythm, like all that stuff. And like you didn't have to do any of that with Lonzo. Only thing you had to say to Lonzo was, Lonzo, just go score every now and then. That's it. That's all. Like Lonzo, you got to keep him honest. Just go and get a couple buckets every now. Oh, okay. And he just go, That's it. And he was that good.
Wow.
But that was it. You didn't have to say, it's like, does he see that dude? Yep. Does he see that dude? Yeah. Is the pass on time? Yep. That type of stuff. He's that kind of player. I mean, he's special in terms of his ability to make people better around him. And
sure.
He's that guy everybody loves to play with. I guarantee there's not one guy that would say they don't like playing with Lonzo. And Melo reminded me, I was the youngest of my family, but he's the youngest, and he was always the runt, like I was. But then obviously he didn't become the runt, but he had a toughness about him that was different.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He was never scared of any. You could tell it didn't matter. He was playing against people 3-4 years older than him, and he would always play his game, and it didn't care how big the dude was in front of him, how small, or what age or what rank. It didn't, So I always kind of thought of him as like the Curry in the family, like the Steph. He's gonna get buckets. He knows how to play. He's got dimes. He can pass it if he wants.
Sure.
He just has a knack and a feel, and it's just different. So it's not a surprise that he's doing well. I mean, his complete game. I mean, he can play like Lonzo if he wanted to. If you just go give me 15 dimes, Melo, and he'll just go, okay, cool.
But I think he's too.
Right?
I think his scoring prowess is too advanced though, just to be a dimer. Because he's so tall and he's so crafty, and then that unorthodox jump shot. I mean, it's just going in. It's going in. The thing I watched, observed of Lamelo Ball when I was on the circuit with him when he was playing in the JBA, the LeVar Ball League. We traveled around the country, played 8 weeks, 48-minute games, 12-minute quarters. This dude's playing 48 minutes, then he's practicing the next day for 3 and 4 and 5 hours, then he's back in the gym later on that night, and then he's waking up, he's working out. So it's like early on, Tyus, when a dude living in the gym is working on his game constantly all the time, not unlike I did when the light bulb came on for me, good things typically will happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I observed from Melo, man, is his work ethic.
Yeah, absolutely. He's unbelievable.
No question.
I'm gonna have to try to get it.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Oh wow!
What? I got a show. I got a show going on. Hold
on, bro.
I got a show going on.
UCLA point guards ever. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What's up, Russ?
I'm good.
Dip around the back. Can he make that? How the fuck did he make it down the court? How did he make it down the court so fast, bro?
Unbelievable.
If it wasn't for Tyus,
how you do.
Tell him, BD. Tell him.
If it wasn't for Tyus Edney, I would not be at UCLA, bro. You know that. You took me under your wing, dog. You was the fucking you to me were better than Jock Bond, right? You were a better example and a person what I needed. That's why I didn't go to Kansas. Why I stayed. Cameron Dollar, bro. I'm telling you, and you still look young, bro. You got a little gray, dude.
I got some grays now. I got some grays.
Bro.
Tyus looks great.
You look good.
I got a little hair too.
You know what I mean? The 1 dribble pull up, the 2 dribble pull up, hang, float in the air, little guard, get off me, okay? Okay, dips. Okay, dips. Left hand, push it, push. Remember how he used to talk ball like that? Remember left hand push? The setup is around the back. Playing, bro.
No, we turn it up in here. It's KJ
that's
Live. That's Baron Davis. Just shouted out Tyus Edney. I apologize for jumping off this thing, but hold on, let me get set up. Tyus, talk about BD a little bit, man. His talent and just what type of kid, first of all, and then what type of ball player that brother ended up being.
Hey, I remember him coming in the gym. I don't know if he's in there when he was younger, and man, that dude. I was like, what is this herky jerk? This herky jerk. He's too big to do that. Like, he's too tight. What do you know about that? What's all? What are these moves? What is that?
What do you know about that?
Like, what is that? This herky cross take off and bang on you right at the free throw line. What is that?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I was like, oh, he's going to give him a lot of problems. He's going to give people a lot of problems, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. That was good stuff, man. No, Baron, I mean, I took him on his visit at UCLA. You guys had bounced already. So they were having me taking guys on visits. So, we go on the visit, and BD was just, he was doing everything that, we do. We played football out on the softball field. We went to a party. So we go to a party, Tyus. It's a baseball party, So baseball, for those that don't know, UCLA, it wasn't always all good between the basketball baseball team. So anyway, we hit the party, little drama going on at the party. We ended up getting to a scrap with the baseball team. Scrap, a real scrap. Hey, in the middle of Westwood at the baseball house. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like fighting some baseball dudes. I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm Barron's host. Like, where's Barron? So I turn around, I look at CBD, and he's got like 2 or 3 dudes hemmed up on the car. Just, he was down with UCLA on his visit. That is a story that nobody knows. He
was coming. That's what you knew he was coming.
Man, please, that's my dude, man. No, that was great times, man. But it's always been, Tyus, for us, it's always been a family thing, and we've always really like held you in high regard. You've always carried yourself with like incredible amount of class, grace, and just been a straight gentleman, as well as somebody that, I can always talk to about real life stuff, bro. And I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate everything that you did on the court, especially being a freshman, and the example that you set for us, man. You, George, and Ed, you set a real example for us, man. And whether you know it or not, man, you guys really impacted our lives in a really positive way. And that shot, man, I don't say it enough. I told you yesterday, man, I'm just looking at it, just looking at you, just, we're carrying you around, man. And just, it's like, man, man, it's so amazing, man. It's so special. You're truly a king, brother. And I wish you the best in everything that you got going on. Talk a little bit about what you're doing at UCLA, man, and then I'm gonna let you go.
Oh, okay. I'm back. I'm in the athletic department, working with development and alumni. So
nice.
trying to get our alumni, all the alumni that was on here. Kenny D, I see him. KD's Kenny Donaldson.
Shout out Kenny. Shout out Kenny.
He's helping me out too. We just gonna get it right, And Martin Jarman, he's awesome, man. He gets it. He was a ball player, and he's like, what we got to do to get stuff right. So that's what we're doing right now. You guys all be hearing from me, all the legends and all.
hey, whatever you need from me, Tyus, whatever you need.
We just want to make everybody get back to campus, get back to school, and want to be back and be proud of the university. So that's it, man.
Well, hey, my dad said thanks for the birthday swag. I don't know what y'all sent him. Right. I don't know what y'all sent him. I know I didn't get nothing for my birthday.
No, your brother did. You didn't get it. You didn't have nothing to do with that. That was me and your bro, man. And Pops. You got.
No, he's deserving. Old school is deserving.
You got to hit Joe about that.
Hook up old school first. Hook up old school. He deserves it too. But Tyus, man, we're gonna let you go. Tyus Edney, look, man, I love you, brother. All right, I love you, man.
Too, man. We fam. Right. We fam.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming on, my brother. I'll talk to you soon.
BD on his head, man. I got to see that movie too, by the way.
No, Raymond, man, I wish you were here.
All the Romar is Romar. I mean, all the Romar.
Oh yeah, Romar's got a long interview. Romar's got a long interview in here.
Oh
yeah.
Man.
Please.
That's what I knew. It's like Ray. That's bro right there.
Ray Lou, the greatest that ever come out of Southern California. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyus Edney. Thank you very much, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, brother.